Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Shola's Mentorship Blueprint Podcast, a place where we empower minds and shape leaders. I remain your host, Ulishola Odubanjo, a registered nurse, chartered manager, and a mentor. Now, in today's episode, it's not meant to keep you comfortable. It's meant to challenge you. It's for those who choose to rise and lead. Now, let's talk about something that is happening everywhere in boardrooms, workplace, classrooms, political tables, even in the community. Now, your guess is, what is she talking about? What I'm talking about, it's about a generation rising with confidence, but lacking humility. Yes, confidence is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. We need it. Every voice matters. Every ideas deserve a space. Every voice matters. Every idea deserves a space. But here's the problem. Somewhere along the way, too many of us, especially emerging leaders, have mistaken having a voice with having all the answers. And when we do that, we actually restrict our own potential and undermine the opportunities of those who follow. So today, we're going to unpack what it means to stop pretending to know it all, embrace humility as a posture of leadership, and understand why your integrity determines not just your influence today, but the direction of the generation behind you. Now, let's be honest. When you're young and you finally get a chance to lead, there is a temptation, isn't it? You want to prove yourself. You want people to see that you deserve the seat at the table. And so what do? You start acting like you know everything. You don't ask questions because questions feels like weakness. You don't admit mistakes because mistakes feels like failure. You don't seek mentors because you think you are the mentor. But let me drop this truth on you. The leader who pretends to know it all is the leader who stops growing. Yes, I'll repeat that again. The leader who pretends to know it all is the leader who stops growing. Think of it like a sponge. Yes, I'm going to use an example of a sponge. You know, when you soak a sponge, it's all soaked up. If you don't squeeze it or let go, it still remains soaked. Now, the moment you're soaked and you refuse to give up, you can't absorb anything new. That's what arrogance does. It keeps you full of yourself while starving of wisdom. Did you get that example? And here's the danger. When people follow you, they don't just follow your words, they copy your posture. So if your posture is pride, the next generation will inherit not just your strength, but your blindness. Now, stories for leaders who failed to learn, leaders who thought they had all the answers but crashed. A CEO who refused to listen to his younger team members because he believed age equals wisdom, only to watch his company collapse under innovation he couldn't comprehend. Or a parent who silenced their children, thinking authority is about volume, not integrity, and end up raising rebels instead of leaders. Arrogance never ends well. Pride isolates, and isolation kills wisdom. But humility multiplies. Humility attracts wisdom. It draws mentors. It invites collaboration. If you think asking questions makes you weak, remember, the greatest investors in histories were not those who said, I know everything, but those who kept asking, what if? Why? Now, why integrity matters more than volume. Let's talk about it. Everyone wants a voice, and we should. The world has silenced too many voices for too long. Women, minorities, the poor, the young. We're in a new age where more people than ever are stepping forward to speak, and that's beautiful. But here's the catch. A voice without integrity is just a noise. You may get followers, but will they last? You may inspire people today, but will your words hold weight in 10 years? You may demand attention, but will anyone still trust you when the spotlight moves? The younger generation is watching, and they need to see not just that you can talk, but you can walk consistently. Your integrity is the filter that keeps your voice from misleading. And without it, you're not just wrong, you're dangerous. Now, let's talk about something most leaders avoid: process. Nobody wants to wait. Nobody wants to learn slowly. Nobody wants to take the long road when the shortcut looks quieter. But here's the truth. Character is built in process, not in shortcuts. You don't become wise overnight. You don't become trustworthy by accident. You actually don't become impactful by skipping the lessons of struggle. I've not come across anyone. Now, think of a tree that grows too quickly without deep roots, collapse in the storm. But a tree that grows steadily year after year develops roots that no wind can uproot. Imagine leaders, you've got to hear this. It's not a thing that is commonly said out there. People refuse to talk about it. But I'm going to say it on this platform. If you refuse process, you refuse depth. And if you refuse depth, you will collapse. And guess who watches your collapse? The very people you were supposed to inspire. So here's my challenge to you. Stop pretending you know it all. Find mentors who can stretch you. Admit when you're wrong and model what growth looks like. Value integrity over applause. Choose process over shortcuts. Because leadership is not about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about being the most trustworthy. You don't lead for the moment, you lead for the future. And that means your decision today, your humility today, your integrity today, we actually echo in the generation that comes after you. Remember the title of this episode, The Echo That Drowns the Future. If your echo is arrogance, pride, and false confidence, you will drown the very people you were meant to guide. And if your echo is humility, integrity, and willingness to learn, then your voice won't just be heard, it will be remembered. This brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you for leaning into this conversation. Leadership is not easy. It demands that we confront not just the world, but ourselves. So let me leave you with this. The most important, the most powerful leaders are not just those who know it all, but those who never stop learning. The next generation is listening. What echo will you leave behind? If this episode actually resonated with you, kindly like, kindly share to those that you think needs to listen to this, and subscribe to my channel. I would love to see and listen to your comments. Until next time, stay humble, stay teachable, and lead with integrity. Bye.